What's up, Eagles Nation? What's up, NFL Nation? This is Steve Hyder. This is Gate City Sports Channel, and this is the second part to our video from yesterday, where I'm giving, from my perspective, who I think the top 10 quarterbacks are going into the quarter mark of the league year. Okay, so going into week 4, who are the top 10 quarterbacks? Like I told you, this list is not necessarily who I think the top 10 quarterbacks are in the league. It's just giving your competition and giving your performances through the first 3 games of the year, heading into that fourth game, who do I think are the top 10 quarterbacks? I promise you, today's going to be the day where some of you guys are going to be like, where's my quarterback? Because some of you guys probably expect some pretty big names to be on this list that won't be there. Well, brace yourself because I'm warning you now. Some of the probably top 10 quarterbacks that are overall, if I was to make a top 10 overall list that would be on there, are not going to be on this list. All right, let's get to it. Number 5, Deshaun Watson. Okay, so Deshaun Watson. Everyone knows how Michael A. Smith loves to talk about Aaron Rodgers and likes to go, he's a bad man. Well, I'm here to tell you that title got taken because Deshaun Watson, that's a bad man. Deshaun Watson, man, I'll tell you, he's one of these young guys, and I put him in the pedigree of my expectations to what I would expect Mahomes to be one day, what I'm expecting Carson Wentz to be one day. I think Deshaun Watson's right there. And some people might take issue to the fact that I left golf out of that 3 names, but I think it's clearly at this point, if we were to look at it right now, projecting forward, and it can change over time, but Mahomes is 1, Wentz is 2, and then, I'm sorry, Watson's 3. And I'll tell you at this point, I hate to say it because I fucking hate the Dallas Cowboys, but we all know who probably is 4 in that conversation. So, and then I maybe put golf in there around 5. But yeah, man, number 5, Deshaun Watson. I got no problem putting him here. Number 4, Russell Wilson. All right. Let me explain. Some of y'all that really follow college football, you might be well aware of Russell Wilson beginning his career. His first 3 years were played at NC State. He only really moved on from NC State because of Mike Glennon. Tom O'Brien made a horrible decision to take 2 years of eligibility, with Mike Glennon and force Russell Wilson out. So yes, you can call me a homer and say like, okay, Philip Rivers, not Russell Wilson. Like, what the fuck, man? I get it. With that said, look at this guy's numbers, man. He simply put, he's 75 of 105, 71% completion percentage, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. What the fuck more you want him to do? All right. I know that he's beaten cupcakes. I know that he has beaten the Bengals, which are not very good. He's beaten Pittsburgh, which is not very good. But he did beat Andy Dalton and Ben Roethlisberger. And then he lost at home to a non-Drew Brees Saints team. I get it. That game wasn't lost because of him. So number 4, I'm sorry, I'm running with Russell Wilson. Number 3, Tom Brady. Okay, at 99 years old, maybe Tom Brady's lost a step or two. His arm doesn't quite look the way it did in the mid 2000s. With that said, yeah, he's beaten some truly cupcake teams, and I'm waiting to see Tom Brady against some of these better defenses. I mean, he's beat the Steelers, who are just not good right now. He's beat the Dolphins, who are really not good right now, probably the worst team in football right now. And he's beat the Jets, who are really not good right now. So, you know what I mean? It's hard to say. He hasn't been as impressive as some of these other quarterbacks on the list, but it's Tom Brady. It's kind of hard to move him down too far. 72 of 106, 67.9% completion percentage, 911 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. Okay. This is why I don't like QBR. His QBR is actually better than Lamar Jackson's and better than Deshaun Watson's. It doesn't make sense. He also has a better QBR than Russell Wilson. Explain that one. It doesn't make sense. But nonetheless, it's Tom Brady. He's number 3. His numbers are okay. They're good. He's playing good football right now, but he's playing bad competition. So let's see how he does when the competition stiffens a little. Number 2, Dak Prescott. Okay, as I was honestly assessing this list, and you can't say I'm not, as an Eagles fan, putting Dak Prescott number 2, you know, I'm being honest. But I'm here to tell you, Dallas fans, I wouldn't put so much hope and dreams inside of Dak Prescott because when he had just the slightest of adversity to face against the Miami Dolphins without Gallup, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. It was downright unacceptable against a team like Miami. He still had Amari Cooper, okay? He still had Ezekiel Elliott. He still had all of his weapons minus Gallup, okay? You guys had Smith, the former second round pick from the Jets that you guys were making all this hoopla about. And Dak stunk it up. He went 19 of 32, okay? Completing less than 60% of his passes against the Miami Dolphins, okay? And he got turned over by the Dolphins. He made the Dolphins seem like an actual NFL level football team. Come on, man. Come on. The reason I'm putting him number 2 is because I won't deny his performance at the Giants. When you have a statistical, what they would consider to be basically a perfect game, yeah, you got to take notice. There's some skill. He's showing skill that he hasn't showed prior to this. Okay. He's 70 of 94, completing 74.5% of his passes. I'm not going to lie to you. He's played a crap slate of teams. He's played the Giants. He's played the Redskins. He's played the Dolphins. You couldn't ask for an easier beginning to your season. If you want to hype somebody up, that's the schedule you give them to hype them up. Don't think we're not wise to what the hell you're doing in the NFL. They're getting the exact storyline they wanted between Dallas and Philly. They wanted this storyline, and they're getting it. He's thrown for 920 yards. He's averaging about 9 yards to completion. Hey, he's not checking it down. And his QBR is the highest in the league. Like I said, I don't really value the QBR. I think it's a bullshit statistic. To me, it's bullshit. I'm not buying into it. You buy into it if you like, but you got shit like Dak Prescott at a 94% with that performance he had at Miami. You got Tom Brady with better QBR ratings than Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson, which makes no sense to me. Like I don't buy that statistic. But I will say this: going into Week 4, Dak Prescott is number 2. Okay, my prediction: he's going to greatly fall, but he hasn't fallen yet, so I got to give it to him. Number 2, Dak Prescott. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Come on, guys. Did you really think anyone else was going to be number 1 on this list? Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what more can he honestly do? Um, Look, I think he's got the reverse end of how you would assess him in that he's played good defenses. Is why, to me, you can't put Dak Prescott above him because Dak Prescott has not played the same defenses this guy has. Okay? I will say this. He beat Baltimore, okay? But he had Baltimore at home, if I'm not mistaken. And Baltimore really lacks a pass rush right now. Great secondary, though. But their pass rush is a little flat right now. And then he did beat Jacksonville, but he had Jacksonville week 1. I think if that game was a little later in the season, that would have been a much better game to play. But, you play who you play. There's nothing you can do about that. He's been phenomenal. He's almost at 1,200 yards already. He's 82 of 114, which is good for basically 72%, 71.9%. Let's just go ahead and say 72. He's thrown 10 touchdowns and no interceptions. And yet his QBR is below Dak Prescott. Yay, QBR. Who the fuck follows QBR at this point? I mean, to be real, like, who is this? It's got to be just Dak Prescott and Cowboy fans. Like, no one else has got to be buying into that statistic. It's ridiculous. Um, Look, he's good. He's really good. I mean, I can't take anything from him. I'm waiting to see him in clutch situations because, right now, I'm not going to knock anything he's doing in the regular season. He's going through the second year in. He's going to get to the point where I think defenses are going to have a lot of game film on him, and the road's going to get tougher for him. But he's still an elite level talent. Even when the road gets tougher, like he's still going to be a good football player. It's not like he's just going to disappear on you. So, yeah, I got to go at this point. Patrick Mahomes, number 1, no doubt about it in my book. Okay, guys, that's it. That's everything. That's my number 5 through number 1. That's my top 10 heading into week 4. We'll see how it changes when I do my, going into week 8 when I reassess this. But right now, I feel pretty confident in the list I put out there. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know where you would place some of the quarterbacks, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know how it goes. Y'all can do me a favor, please. Come on, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Look to your bottom right. You'll see that watermark that says subscribe. Hit me up, guys. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out. All right, y'all.